from Los Angeles with breaking news regarding the recent catastrophe, that is the LA wildfires. While authorities are still struggling to contain the spread of this tragedy, they have seemed to identify the cause. Authorities received an anonymous tip from a cell phone number tied to a Florida area code. The message accused Coach Waymer of UCLA of having, and I quote, questionable team-building exercises. Coach Waymer's most recent stunt has landed him in hot water, as it seems he held a mandatory team activity in the LA wilderness among dry brush and untrimmed hedges. Coach Waymer doused in a quarter of an acre with gasoline, where he then struck a match, looked at his team, and said, "This is what we are going to do to the Florida Gators, burn their entire fucking house down." And dropped it amongst the concoction of flammable materials. Coach Waymer is said to be on the run, skipping the team flight home from their most recent matchup against the Florida Gators, where he lost on a last-second field goal. If you have any news regarding the whereabouts of Coach Waymer, please contact your local authorities. Back to you. Prayers go out to the entire city of Los Angeles. Hopefully you get this sorted out. But we are going to cover Week 6 recap. We're not going to wait any longer. Let's go. Really exciting week this week. A lot of crazy things happened within the league. And let's start with some of the highlights. Here you're going to see a top 5. I had about 7 or 8 clips to run through this week, so thank you for that, gentlemen. This is 17-14, South Carolina 3rd and 7 with 2 minutes to go. Huge play for Coach Segura here. Coach Stevenson brings some pressure, but he winds up getting it away, swings it out right to his running back, and he jukes 2 defenders, actually. Not just 1, but 2. Gashes him, and that's going to make it really tough on Coach Stevenson. He doesn't wind up coming back. Coach Segura wins. Number 4, DJ Lagway puts us on a rope. High ball, corner route, double coverage. Holy shit, what a throw. That's a big touchdown there. They were back and forth all game. You can see here 28-28, barely gets away. Halfback screen to the left. Spin move, and he's going to be gone. 39 almost catches him, but not quite. Great play there. And more to come from this game. Number 2, this is my game against Coach Slick. Tennessee versus USC. And I run a nice little option here in Wishbone. The option barely get the pitch off, and then he just is gone. You ain't going to catch him. You're not going to catch him. He's going to take that all the way to the house. About a 100-yard run. Pitch option action. Let's go. But number 1, look at this. Huge user catch on the sideline there to get into field goal range. He's at about the 35. He must have a good kicker because look at this. He's going to go to Coach Suggestions, 53-yarder. He says, fuck yeah. And watch this thing just swinging left and right, back and forth. I don't know how he times this up so perfectly, especially with the input delay on online matchups. He gives it the full boot, sneaks it in for the last-second field goal win in one of our game of the weeks. Huge play, Coach Octor. Great game, gentlemen. Those are the ones that we'd love to see. Awesome job. That's fucking sick. But here are the rest of the games. 42-45. We just saw the ending there. You will now see the rankings switch up. UCLA is now 11th. They were 5th. Florida has now cracked the top 10. They're 9. South Carolina sneaks it out against Coach Stevenson. I've heard we should now refer to Coach Segura as Coach 2 Clock Segura. So that's what's going to happen. Big win for him one way or another, however you got to do it. Next, Southern Miss only puts up 10 points against Washington, who has a massive game. 62 points for Coach Amenta. Seems like he's really figuring the damn game out. And then I wound up beating Coach Slick 68-0. And it's funny enough, I was going back through and deleting some of the Canva. I use Canva for this uploads that I've had because I was at my limit. Went all the way back to the beginning. Last year, also won 68-0 against Coach Slick. So keeping it consistent. Let's move on. Duo of the week this week is going to be DJ Lagway and KD Daniels. So DJ Lagway, 257, 4 touchdowns. One of the most impressive stat lines that he's had is 0 interceptions there. You saw it in the team or the Dynasty chat. Coach Waymer said he had some interceptions, wound up losing him the game, and that's exactly what happens. He was 15 for 25 for 60% completion rating, and then KD Daniels, 3 catches for 80 yards. We saw one of those just in the highlights there with the screen pass, and he had 13 carries for 105. So really doing it in the air and on the ground. Good week for these gentlemen. Next, this game of the week coming up is going to be Tennessee versus Florida. Myself versus Coach Octor. I am ranked 10th still. He's now ranked 9th. Big game for both of us if we want to, stay in the mix for the conference championship. Here's our matchup of our best players, Iam Aliava, and I forget this guy's name again, but it's his cornerback. So excited to see that. Jordan Matthews was player of the week last week, 2 tackles, 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. On the defensive side, here's your 2025 Heisman Trophy race presented by Nissan. Connor Weigman with Texas A&M has now taken the top spot. Nick Harbor dropped down to 2nd. Malachi Blizzard 3rd. And we got 2 other chumps in the mix there. Let's get some more individuals in there. Florida is now leading the conference standings. South Carolina right behind them. I am right behind them in 3rd. And then we got Auburn, UCLA, Washington, and then USC down there at the bottom. Here are our top 25 for the nation. So we've got South Carolina at number 1. Look at that. They're taking the number 1 spot. Big year for Coach Segura, looking to keep it rolling, keep that momentum from last year. Florida is now 9th. Like I mentioned, I'm 10th still. UCLA dropped down to 11th. And we've got some other people in here as well. Auburn is 20th. Washington is 22. Here are upcoming matchups for the week. USC versus Arkansas. After Coach Slick's brother, Coach AJ, retired, he's going to look to get some revenge on the coach that has now come in to replace him. Good luck to Coach Slick there in Arkansas. Next, Illinois, the Fighting Illini are going to travel to Los Angeles, even amongst the wildfires, and play in Pasadena. UCLA ranked 11th, looking to keep their, really bounce back actually after that last-second loss on the field goal to Coach Octor. Next, Mizzou versus Coach Segura. This is a rivalry game. Just as a reminder, no longer do we have Coach Hess. So Coach Segura is going to look to play against the computer and remain undefeated, which I assume will be the case. Lastly is going to be our next game of the week. Tennessee, number 10, rivalry game against Florida, number 9. And Coach Octor is really tearing it up this year. This is going to be in the swamp. Not looking forward to that. In Gainesville, Florida, 5:45 p.m. All right. That will be broadcast on my channel, maybe on Coach Octor's as well. But I hope you have a good one. Good luck to everybody this week. And I will see you in the next edition of CFB Dynasty Recap. Later.